Hi Flosstube, it's Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher. Today is May 14th, 2021, and this is Flosstube number 68. It's Friday and it's on my lunch hour. I've been really busy, and so I thought this is my little sliver of time that I can shoot a video and get it out to you. So there's so much going on in life. This time of year for me tends to be really busy. Yard work stuff, retreats, all the good things. So glad to see you. It's been gorgeous here. I live in Washington State and the weather has been amazing. In the 70s, just super comfortable. My husband and I go sit on the deck in the evening, maybe have a cocktail or just sit around and enjoy the scenery. Cats walking around and there's birds singing and all the good things are going on right now. So let me just tell you what I've been doing. When I talked with you last, I told you that I was going to the Midwest retreat, and I wanted to take a minute to talk a little bit about how you get into retreats. I get this question often, either on Instagram or on YouTube, but there are some ways you can find out about retreats. So number one, many retreats are associated with needlework shops. So I would say in your area, if you want to go to one that's maybe a driving distance, research what needlework shops are close to you and perhaps call them. Look at their website and see if they have a section about retreats. Sometimes you have to know the timing of when they happen. So I have missed retreats because I didn't know about them and I went to research and I was a little late and the sign up had already happened. But I would say that's the number one place you can find out about retreats is through needlework shops. And if you're unsure about needlework shops in your area, you can follow Flosstubers who live kind of in your general vicinity. Like I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and the closest needlework shop to me, well, there's two, but one does retreats, and that's Acorns and Threads in Portland. So I know Acorns and Threads does a retreat, and they also do Spring Fling and Fall. Well, Fall Fling has been replaced with the Pacific Northwest Stitcher Summit. Some of them are still virtual, right? There's virtual retreats going on. Some of them are in person. There's also the Attic Needlework, the summer school, and they have some other get-togethers throughout the year. There is, gosh, there's so many. There's a Midwest Crossroads retreat that Michelle Rudy puts on, but you have to be a patron to be able to have a Patreon account to sign up. There are retreats through, I think Shepherd's Bush does a big one. Tomorrow's Heirlooms does one. There's East Coast shops that do them. There's just a lot of Keepsakes does StitchCon, right? So there are a lot of needlework shops that put on retreats. So that's number one. Number two, the first retreat I found out about was through a Facebook group. So if you belong to Facebook groups like the Mirabilia one, that's how I found out about the first retreat I went to in Cincinnati when Leslie LaFleur from Under the Sea Fabrics lived there and she put it on. It wasn't her first retreat that I went to, but my first retreat was one of hers. And let's see, so there's the Prim Stitch Society does a retreat, different places in the nation. I haven't gone there to one of theirs yet. There are Facebook groups that are just about stitching. I think there is a Stitch and Cruise Facebook group. I know the Sunshine Stitchers has a cruise that they put together that was a retreat. I think that's been canceled now because of COVID and they've rescheduled it a couple times. So Facebook groups are also a source of information. There are Flosstubers who talk about retreats. So that's sort of the third place. So I'd say needlework shops, Facebook groups, Flosstubers talk about retreats. You can reach out and ask them about it, or maybe Instagram accounts as well. So there's some areas that you can go to. Now, here's the deal. Really popular retreats oftentimes are filled with people who've already gone to those retreats in the past. They get first dibs and they've been a patron of that particular retreat. So it's understandable that they would maybe get first shot at it. But there are a lot of times that retreats are not full. And most often the person hosting the retreat, and Katrina Boyd does some retreats, especially in the southeast part of the nation. I don't know if she's been doing it with COVID, but she would go, if you want to put on a retreat, she would go to that area and have a retreat with the host. So there's just so many options, right? So, but when you find out that there's going to be a sign up, here's the deal. However the method is that that sign up occurs, and usually it's through a needlework shop, they will tell you on this date at this time, you have to email or call, whatever the method is that they want you to respond to them, and they will take people until they're full, and then they'll develop a wait list. So you can't be an hour late to the call. If it's a really popular retreat, you're just not going to get in if you wait. So you have to be ready to do it when the time is, like when it starts. But don't lose heart, because I would definitely get on the wait list. You don't know between now and that retreat who might drop off. It's very common that they have to fill the wait list, people from the wait list to the retreat list. So there's some ideas. I just want to share those because I know that there's been interest in it and people get frustrated. I understand that. There are so many good retreats out there, and they're all a little different. So I encourage you to try. And if you can fly, like I live in an area of the world where there was really just one retreat that's within driving distance. Well, there might be a second one that's sort of in the Idaho area. But almost all the retreats require either days of driving or a flight. So I'm going to check that off the list, how to find a retreat. Now, I went to the Midwest retreat, but before I went there, my friend Lori, a textilist, came to the house, and she stayed a day or two. We just hung out, and then we flew into Minneapolis, and Michelle Rudy picked us up, and we stayed with Michelle for a couple of days. And we actually we flew out, we drove down the next day. I take that back, and we stayed a couple of days at the back end of our trip. We met a new friend of ours, Karen. Karen used to own a quilt store, and she is amazing with wool appliques. So the four of us hung out, and I just love the friendships that develop from the stitching community. It's been such a joy to get to meet and know different people. And I love continuing to meet people. It's just been a blast. When Lori came up, she brought me the most amazing gift. I just have no words. I have no words. So last year, Lori had a health issue, and I'm just going to say, because she said I could say, and I haven't said, but Lori had cancer, and I've never had somebody close to me have cancer before. And so we walked through that whole process together, that journey, and it was very difficult. What you don't know is once the treatment is over, that stuff still happens, right? So you go through the chemo and radiation, and it's just difficult. And we were together a long time. So I was there for quite a while, and she would do the same for me, right? So this world is about the relationships that you have with other people, in my opinion. And I just think that brings the most joy, right? Caring for other people brings a lot of joy. Well, Lori she brought me this gift as a thank you. And I just, if you saw it on Instagram, you'll know what I'm talking about. I didn't have one of these, and Lori has a lot of vintage machines. She is so knowledgeable about sewing machines. And so she brought me, I told her one time that I had looked for a Featherweight, and I almost bought one, and I didn't. And she gave me a Featherweight machine, and it is gorgeous. It is in excellent, excellent condition. It's really pretty light. And I am all about this machine right now. Look at that. It says the Singer Manufacturing Company. There is a local repair / what would you call it? Repair shop, I guess, who does classes on caring for vintage machines, including Featherweights. Lori took a class through them. I'm going to take a minute to put this down so it doesn't fall. Actually, I'm going to put this over here. Hold on just a second. So Lori took a class from this person, and she recommends that we take another class. So we're going to sign up, hopefully, and take that class together. So she's doing well now. I just want to thank you all for the prayers and thoughts and the continued support you gave Lori and the kindness that you showed me. She's doing really well. So thank you. Your prayers mattered. And thank you to Lori. this is the most remarkable gift I've ever had. So it was craziness. I feel like I've been showered in love lately, and just really appreciate that. So after that, Lori and I went to Minnesota, and on our way down to the retreat, Lori, Michelle, and Karen and I stopped at the most amazing quilt store. It's called the Little Red Hen, and it's in Iowa. Muscatine, I think, is the name of the town. And I'll show you a little bit of some of the goodness that came from that shop. So I picked up, this is not my normal format. I'm just going to go from a chronology standpoint rather than a topic standpoint today. I picked up this quilt book called Cottage Garden, and it has gorgeous projects in it, and I love everything in here. And it's probably the colors more than anything that I just love about this book. But I picked this one up. I also picked up Maggie Bonomi's Another Place in Time. Thank you to all the people who are talking about wool applique now. Carol Saltbox has kind of got us going on that, I think, and Michelle Rudy does a lot of wool applique, but I just thought that this was a beautiful, beautiful book. Picked up a little, this is so cute. This is called God Bless America. And they had this done up at the store. I'm going to go this direction. They had this done up at the store, and it is adorable. And it comes with a little kit with all the good things that you need. I also picked up, I was in the patriotic mode, let me tell you. So I picked up a jelly roll of Three Sisters. This is Three Sisters Snowberry. But it looks like, I mean, it's all red, white, and blue sort of florals. And this just makes me want to sew. So I got that. And then, oh my gosh. I hope I get everything right on this video, but there's this book. Okay. I will try to insert some videos. They're on my phone and not my tablet. So if it doesn't work, I'll probably put them on Instagram, and you can look there to see the clips of the store, because it was amazing. But they produced this book called The Little Red Hen Stars and Stripes. Look at that. They had this project. They had so many projects, and I bought this one. I bought this book for this particular project. I love stars. I love star quilts, and I love patriotic quilts. So I bought the kit, and it's all Minnick and Simpson fabrics. They are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. Sorry for the crinkling, but I'm not about to take this out of the bag. So it sort of has the tans. It's almost like a tea-dye type of a quilt, you know, tans and reds and blues, and I was all about that. That was an amazing quilt kit. So I picked that up. I picked up, I think that might be it for that store. If not, I'll catch you next time. Oh my gosh, I'm overflowing. So then we stopped at the Woolen Needle. Did we go there on Thursday or Friday? Might have been Friday that we went to the Woolen Needle. And again, I have clips on my phone and not my iPad, so, or my tablet. So I will try to insert the clips. If not, check Instagram. They have a huge selection of what I would qualify as Civil War type fabrics, and I resisted quite a bit. They had a different line, different fabrics than when I was there last year, which is normal. I did pick up this line here, a little bit of this to make project bags. I know, right? I said I was going to stop making them, but I don't know if I can. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is the inside. So, adorbs. I love this fabric. And I was laughing because honestly, I look at what I bought last year. Have I made any of the projects? No. Did that stop me from buying some more? No. Oh, geez. We saw this one finished up. Sweet Star 2. Look at this. Is that not beautiful? It's a wool applique. And here's the wool applique kit. You can see there's some reds and greens in there. And this is it's a beautifully muted palette. with a few Valdani threads. I think, no, did I get this there? I also picked up, I think I got this one there. I can't remember where I picked this one up. The Old Title Flag. Now, they have a great website, and they're very active on Instagram, do live videos. I have seen this pattern before. This is a punch needle pattern, and I have almost bought it several times. So when I saw it, I'm like, I'm just going to get it. Because Teresa Koga taught me how to punch needle, although I need to get back at it. This would not be that difficult to do. So it's on my to-do list. And what else did I have here? I'll talk about this in a minute. I think I got this one. So this is Sandy Gervais, Rambling Rose. This was at the Little Red Hen as well. So this is Brenda Gervais' sister. Did you know she's a fabric designer? Yeah. And this is right up my color palette. Reds, pinks, greens, creams, all that. I'm overflowing here. All right. Then we went to the retreat, and I hugged all my friends. I did it. I hugged a lot of people. We wore some masks. Sometimes we didn't wear masks. I've been vaccinated. Most of the people who there were vaccinated, and life is going on. So we get to the retreat, and Paulette Stewart is the designer. So this is my first encounter meeting Paulette. She was the designer at the Pacific Northwest Summit, which was by Zoom last fall through Acorns and Threads. So I saw her and interacted with her, but not really. I mean, there's 75 people on the Zoom call. So this was the first time I interacted with her. So in Amana, where we had the retreat, there are 7 towns, and they're within a walking distance, which I didn't know. That's how it was built. And all of the houses are very quaint. It's communal living. So they're all made of stone and brick. The houses are added onto. There are unique buildings. There was a woolen mill there. It's such a beautiful setting for a retreat. And the event center where we stayed is, it has like a driveway that comes to the top, and you have a top floor, or you can go the driveway on the other side, and it's like a daylight basement bottom entry level. So on the top, on the retreats I've been to before with designers, they just back up the sidewalk. Basically, there's a flat sidewalk with lawn on either side. They back up to the building so we can help unload, and they can set up their little pop-up shop. Well, Paulette is backing up, and I'm on this side, on the driver's side of her, and she's looking over her right shoulder, and I said, "Oh, my foot!" And she hit the brakes. She's like, "Oh!" And I was just joking, right? So of course, she doesn't know me from Adam, and we were laughing. I was like, oh, if I got closer, I think she would throat punch me, but she was so hilarious. And once she got past the initial shock, and we started laughing about it, we laughed a lot the whole weekend. And she is certainly a kindred spirit. She's hilarious. I loved meeting her. She's just fantastic. I can't say enough good things about her. So, Paulette, I don't know if you watched my video, but girlfriend, hope you got over that. But she's funny. Then what else did we do? We hung out. I stitched with a lot of different tables, and I got some love from some friends I want to share with you. So my friend Kathy Lounsbury. So Kathy and I used to work together 100 years ago, and she reached out to me on Instagram or at Flosstube, and she said, "Hey, did you used to work at X location at X time? I think we know each other." Sure enough, we did. So she got into the retreat, and it was so nice to sit and visit with her. She brought me this sweet little tomato needle minder. It's just not the most precious, adorable thing ever. She's super talented. She does a lot of wool applique, and I bought a scissor holder from her through Etsy, and I hope she does more stuff. She's very talented. So thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. And my friend Tina bought me this pattern, which is like a cherry blossom, and she had a couple little goodies in there. I've been wanting to get this, and so thank you, Tina. I truly appreciate that. And then my friend Marcy brought this sampler stitching. This is a notebook by Art Designs, Amanda May. Isn't this not gorgeous? I just loved this. Loved it. So of course I'm going to get in there and write all my things. All my secret thoughts will go in there. Secret stitching thoughts. And I thought there was, oh yes. Okay, so Beth Krause. I hadn't met Beth before, and Beth came to me and she goes, I know you make project bags. I've got this fabric I think you would like. Can I give it to you? And I was like, yeah, I'll take a look at it, no problem. Well, there was like a lot of clamoring when she showed this because it is this fabric and this fabric and this fabric. So Beth, I mean, she was going to make curtains, and I'm not sure if it was for herself or for her mom for the sewing room. I so appreciate it. It is the most darling fabric I've seen in a long time, and you're so generous. Thank you so much. There were people already signing up. They're like, can I have that project bag? Can I get that project bag? I'm like, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to sew them, but yeah, I've got some names written down. So thank you, Beth. I truly appreciate that. So many good things. What else? Before I think I'll show you some whips. That's what I think I'll show you next. And I have a little bit more haul, and then we'll wrap it up. So I thought this would be a really long video today, but I don't think it will be. So Paulette brought a pop-up shop, and she pre-released her new releases. We could buy them from her. And she brought a few older ones that I, of course, bought. And then there's the Retreat Project, which is amazing. So first I'm going to show you let me show you oh, my stomach just growled. I'm going to show you the Retreat Project. So Michelle brought us these bags, Midwest 2021 Cross Stitch Retreat. Look at those scissors. Isn't that awesome? And in that was, well, actually I have a box. I don't know where the box is. Oh, I do know. Oh, I got some more stuff over there. I'll jump over there in a minute and show you. I thought there was more stuff, but this is the design, Live on Little. I mean, are you dead on the floor? I love, love, love this. This is very Cape Cod, right? So Paulette, we were talking about her design process and how she approaches design work. So what's funny about this is that this is very New England, right? This is the sort of the Martha's Vineyard look. But I lived on the Oregon coast for 10 years, and these types of houses also are on the Oregon coast in some communities. So for me, I look at this and I do think about the period of time that I lived in my husband's hometown when we raised our kids. And so it was sort of a little bit more sentimental for me in that regard. But this one, I imagine this will come out in a year. It's usually what happens, a year or two. This is exclusive to the retreat for a window of time. But again, this is Live on Little. I did start this. It's mostly full coverage. Honestly, there's a lot of stitching on here. So I stitched for quite a while, and this is how far I got. So is that mermaid not just adorable? And I would say that that's maybe a third of the width of it, if I were to guess. Maybe a quarter of the width and just a little bit up. So it's so much fun to stitch on, but I'm going to show you. I put this aside because I'm working on something else at the moment too, to try and working toward a finish. But that's Live on Little. I also started, I'm just going to hit my whips right now. Started on the plain, this one. Oh, please. This one came out at Expo, Floral Heart Kit. I love Samplers Not Forgotten, her little kits that she puts out. I've done a couple of them. And this is as far as I've put this behind it. This is as far as I've gotten. So I started this on the plain. The plain. It's really going quite quickly, but it's not a plain project per se. It's not really what you would want to stitch on a plain. There's a little kit. And I took one of Kitten Stitcher's tags that was on a piece of fabric and made it a thread card. Is that not adorable? Am I holding it the right way? No, this way. There are 5 greens in this project. And so we had a debate on which one was which, because in the kit, it tells you the color, but not the name of the color. So it might be like medium green, dark green, yellow, avocado green. It gives you little hints of what it is. So we finally figured out which one was which. Stitching on that on the plain is not easy. trying to remember where you are in this pattern and which green. Now, does it matter at the end of the day if you get one mixed up? Probably not. Probably not, right? Because it's impressionistic in nature. That one won't take much time if I can just focus on that. I would say that that one is maybe from beginning to end. If you just sat and stitch on it, you can get that done in a week pretty easily. If you don't tear your hair out, making sure you get the right green in the right spot. So just tuck that in there. And then my last whip that I worked on since my last video was Dale. Now Anne, I love Anne. Anne takes a lot of time and energy to work on. And I'm going to just show you the bottom half because she's so big. She's so big and beautiful. This is as far as I am on the bottom. Here, let me do this. All right. That grass went on forever. I worked on it at the retreat. I worked on it when I got home. It's done now, praise the Lord. And the right half of the bottom band is completely done, except for a little bit of lettering that's above the tree that kind of goes in the center. So I'm working on the left side. I think in my last video I said I was going to work on the left half and then the right half, but I switched it. I'm not sure why. I love it. I also did this band in between. I finished the stitching here, and there's little, let's see if I can get you a picture. These little pink spots here, they're not cross stitch. They're like I'm not sure what they are. There's like a stitch this way, this way, this way, and this way. So it makes an X, but it's not a cross stitch. I don't know. There weren't specific instructions on how to stitch it. So I did it like, you know, when you fold the top of a box, like a cardboard box, you're going to close it and fold it, and you kind of do it in a circle so that it keeps it shut. That's how I stitched it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I did. Here's the top half of Andale. I'm sure you've seen her several times, but she's a gorgeous girl. I love her. Framing is going to be expensive. So what I have left to do, I'll just open it up and show you this, right? So this is what I have left. So she is coming in for a finish. My goal is to try and finish her in May. So I'm getting a little bit of contrast with my tablet, but my goal is to finish her in May. It's a steep goal. We'll see. The whole band, I can probably finish the unfinished band in about a week. And I probably could do it if I don't work on anything else, but I'm getting a little like tired, tired of it. I never thought I'd say that, but I just kind of want to pick up like a different color palette. She's a blonde and I want to pick up a brunette. I want to work on maybe hoity-toity or something like that. But those are the whips that I worked on. One start, actually 2 starts, 1 work in progress. And yeah. Oh, and I just want to share, here's how I organize my threads. It's just a big pile because they're DMC and I do bobbinate. I know a lot of people don't like the bobbinating. For DMC, perfectly fine for me. I've done it that way for years. Worked out well. Okay, so let me just show you Paulette's. I'm a little bit all over the place here. Let me show you Paulette's releases that I bought. This is a new release. It's called Flirting. Is that not adorable? This is... these are like little pilgrimy looking people, but I don't know who they are specifically. So that's cute. This one was not new, but I didn't buy this one when it came out. I'm not sure. Liberty Lodge. I do love this. I saw this stitch, this model. I have a tour of the little shop that she put up. I'll try and insert again. If I'm unable to insert here, I'll put it on Instagram. But Liberty Lodge. Here's a new one. The quality sampler. So my friend sent me this, her copy, but I went ahead and supported Paulette and bought another copy too. So this is the one people have been waiting for. I think it released at the Dine to Stitch retreat last year. There is Flag, Flock, and Sheep Keep. Oh my stars. Look at how stinking adorable that is. And she had both of these stitched up. This one, he's such a cute little guy, these 2 guys. And this one. Then my favorite that came out is Always Remember. This is stitched on 36 count eucalyptus by Fox and Rabbit. And look at that gorgeous material. And the colors on this are so pretty. I am trying to resist starting this. I may not be very good at resisting. There was, as people bought that pattern, we got online and a lot of people bought the eucalyptus. I did too. I bought a 46 count, so mine's going to be a lot smaller. This is a fantastic color. It is like, I'm trying to think of a DMC equivalent. 728 maybe? I don't know. It's kind of a bluish, greenish, tealish, dusty color. Anyway, so that's beautiful. I didn't have this one. This is My Dearest Friend. I've never seen that one before. It's about that one. And then this one, Paulette had finished and framed, but she just decided to change it up, and she took it out of the frame and she wrapped it around and made a pillow out of it, and it was stinking adorable. Free bird. So my patriotic stitching soul was filled up to the brim from this retreat. Now, so we wrapped up our retreat and we went home and we stayed a couple days at Michelle's, and one day we went to a place called Hollyhocks, Wool Socks and Hollyhocks. This gal has an online presence. She also has a shop in her home that you can make an appointment to go see her. And we did. So I picked up my lands. I picked up this. This is a Maggie Bononomy pattern. Isn't that gorgeous? And this one, so that one is called Flowers in a Pumpkin Shell. This one is called Strawberry Thief. I want to say this might be the one that Carol was working on. That might be a kit, Carol Saltbox Stitcher. This one though, Blackberry Primitives, Holiday Basket. I saw this and yeah, I ended up kitting up most of it. Between this, so here's the chocolate background. I'm gonna have to maybe scale it down just a little bit because of the size of this fabric. And I bought some greens too for the leaves. But I also, when I think of wool applique, I think of pumpkins. So I bought more orangey colors for other projects. I don't know. She was very reasonable. Very, very reasonable. Okay. Let me just show you real quick. I see a pile of stuff I want to go pick up. So I'll be right back. Hold. Thank you for the magic of television. I forgot to mention that at the Wool and Needle, I bought actually 2 of these. These are walnut, but they are what are they called? They're used in sewing when you press on a wool mat. You could put this on there. Lori Holt shows it on her video all the time. But you put them on there and it absorbs the moisture from what you're pressing, and it helps with the stabilization of the seam that you have just pressed. So they were so pretty. I bought 2. And, you know, I figure I could put one upstairs. If there's a robber that comes in the house, I can just chuck one at him. And I'm just kidding you. So I bought those. And then in Amana, we went to a little store. There's antique stores all through Amana as well. And I picked up a piece of vintage fabric. Is that not fantastic? Isn't that beautiful? I know it's vintage because it's not a curtain. I thought maybe it was a curtain, but this is salvage to salvage. This is how white it is, which it's about a yard wide, which is much. I mean, now we make things 44 inches wide usually. I really liked that. When I put it at the front desk, and when Lori and Karen came up, Lori goes, "I knew that was your fabric. It looks just like you." I'm gonna just show you real quick the oh, and I gotta get my, oh no, I think it's in here. Hold on. Isn't this adorable? This came from Paulette, and she talked about the 2 women. She puts this on her patterns. I think it's her 2 aunts, or her aunt and her grandmother. It says, Why all this flag nonsense? Wouldn't it be easier to simply text their messages to the other boat? Indeed. And apparently there's messages with the types of flags that they put up on a boat. Message another boat. So I thought that was great. Here's the box of our retreat gift. Our exclusive. The box also included this waxer. If you like the beach theme stuff, this was a good retreat for you. And here's the Sweet by Plum Streets. This is the fabric. Oh, it's 36 count hog bristle linen. Holy cow. From Fox and Rabbit. It's a neat little, it'll be a scissor keep. And then this was also from Michelle. And a pair of scissors that can go in there. And on the top of our boxes, we all had our own name tags written in calligraphy. I mean, talk about an overachiever, that Paulette. And a cute compass. This is from a friend, Ray. She gave all of us little needle minders. I love this because I like a little tiny needle minder, honestly, and I like circular ones a lot. And then Michelle had these maids. Cross-stitching is my superpower. This is from, I think this is from Vicky. She made these. She made these out of clay. And look how, is that not adorable? It's a counting pin or a pin that you can put in your tomato. I thought it was adorable. Thank you so much for that. And then we did the exchange, the gift exchange. And I got, my friend Tara Sullivan made this. This is a Chessie and Me. And if you open it, look at, there's the inside of it and little red scissors. It's so stinking cute. I stole it from Marcy. I'm so happy to get it. Also, I won a door prize. This is the box for Saltbox Alphabet, I think is what it's called. It's one that Brenda Gervais put out like 2 years ago, a year or 2 years ago, and it's got the little magnets to hold it shut. I did not have this box, so I was thrilled to win that door prize. I think that covers all the retreat stuff. Oh, I did want to say that one, I think it was Friday or Saturday evening, Michelle's husband, Gary, came, and his family is from Amana. So he has deep roots in Amana. His grandmother or great-grandmother was a kitchen boss there because in the colony, everybody plays a role. It's a communal living style. So she started in the kitchen and rose to become the kitchen boss. So she would oversee other people in the kitchen, maybe the people who were the gardeners who would create the food gardens to cultivate vegetable gardens for the community. So he talked and did a presentation, and it was really interesting and super informative. So shout out to Gary. He did a great job. I almost forgot to talk about that. I think we're good there. We're good there. We're good there. All right, just a little bit of wrap up here. I'm sure I will forget something. I usually do. This is a pattern I bought with all the strawberry stitching that's going on. This is Heather from Crafty Cottage Stitches? She's White House Stitchery, but I think their channel is Crafty Cottage Stitches. They're local. They live in the same town I do. I just thought this was adorable, so I bought this PDF and printed it, and I have some ideas on how I'm going to stitch this up. I will link them below, but I'll also put it on the screen here, the name of their Flosstube channel. They are great. It's a mom and daughter team. I've shouted them out before, but I just think she has great talent and does a really nice job with design work. So check them out. I'm sure I'm missing something here, but it's okay. And then the last one I want to shout out is this is, I don't know how to say it. It's Color Tortille. I have followed her on Instagram for as long as I've had an Instagram account, and she has been reproducing patterns, but she never sold them, and I was dying. Every time I'd see something reproduced, I'm like, I really want that. I really want that. And so she now has several patterns available on Creative Poppy. I saw this one and fell in love with it. There's another one that I'm thinking about buying as well, but this one is called Hortense D. Frocourt, F-R-O-C-O-U-R-T, 1887. It's a red sampler, and it's got a bird on it. And it's beautiful alphabet, and I cannot wait to stitch this one. In fact, I might just use one of those Gloriana silks that I bought from Kitten Stitcher last year to stitch this up because it's gorgeous. I wanted to shout her out in case you didn't know about her, and check out her patterns. They're wonderful. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. If I could put the clips in, I will put them toward the end after this. If not, check out Instagram and I'll try and put them on there. This weekend, I am going to our property that we bought in Oregon, the one that we're going to build a house on. It has a tiny house on it. The people who live there, they took out a bunch of garbage, but they left a bunch of garbage. And the tiny house is well built. It's a one-room house, and in the back there's a little bathroom that's got its walls around it, but really it's one room, and there's a little kitchenette across the back. It needs some love, but you can see the potential. It really just needs cleanup and paint, and then outside is going to be garbage pickup for quite a while. They took a lot of stuff out, but the weeds have grown up and fallen over, so every time you step, you don't know if you're going to hit something. So my mom's going to help me. We're going to go down tomorrow and do some painting. Then I'm going to go to Lori's for a week, and then I come back, and I think I'm back for, I don't know, half a week, and then I fly out and go to another stitching time with some friends. So I hope where you live that you're in a place of recovery in this COVID world that we're in, and you're finding some freedoms in your life. And I hope that you're safe and that you're well. I will probably shoot a video when I get back from my next adventure. In the meantime, take care. I will talk to you later.
I have Lori Holt. Do I have Lori Holt? I have Lori Holt. Here. I was looking for the line. I don't have.
Karen. Oh my gosh, there's so many things to see in this. This is the little red end.
Not me.
store.
You waited on us like there was 5 of us. And
Did I do that?
yeah, you did a good job.
Well, thank
Hey,
you.
Sabrina, I gotta tell you who they're having a retreat with today.
Who?
Plum Street. The designer.
Stitch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lucky.
And
You're
Bought
having
that.
it today?
this
Quote.
weekend.
Oh.
Pattern.
And
And kit.
this fall, they're having a retreat at the same place with Brenda Gervais.
Can you believe it?
I think
Is
they
it
are the
just your
luckiest
own
girls.
personal
Oh,
retreat?
well, no,
there's
there's
75 people there.
yep, there's not that many this
At
time, but there
Amana.
is
They're
going
at
to be.
Amana.
Wow.
I
Yes.
wish I could visit.
We're in the Woolen Needle in Iowa. Look at the wool. And look at Michelle. We're videotaping each other. Videotaping, that's not it. That's a word of the past.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm making my VHS out when I'm done. All these kids are so cute.
And you just scratched out of that. I mean, now you could beat that. That is, oh, on there? Yep.
And if you like to make those wool trees, they've got those little kits for making wool trees. Oh, all this stuff. So many kids.
Yeah. Yeah. No matter what you do, you can't
The
plan.
colors that you did with that are just so pretty.
Yeah, well, that's the next one's gonna have a robin on it.
I'd like a yard of everything, please. Thank you very much.
Lori, did you see this under this cool thing? To be so easy to use?
Yes, I know. I have the kit.
Oh, you have it?
Behind the cash register is all Baldani thread.
Because I think Dar's in this. I saw just something in there. Retreats.
They throw their stuff away.
And then, I mean, that's almost like just, it's wrinkled.
So cute. We're in Paulette's pop-up shop, looking at all the gorgeous models.
Now she has a lot more, right? Or not?
See, I love her frame.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't either. Okay, so those were her new releases, and then look at this. Liberty's Welcome.
Yeah.
Where'd she go? You want me to go grab her?
I have this kitted up at home. Why am I not stitching that?
And then,
I'm gonna set my
And this was framed, and then she turned it into a pillow.
I'm gonna set my stack here and go here.
How stinking cute is that? Oh my gosh, I love, love, love
look
this.
at these little.
Yes, the star in the
They're so extra
like an Ohio
bright.
star.
She dyed them with
I just really wish that I had that kitted up, honestly.
Aren't those
Thank you.
stockings beautiful?
No, these are old.
It's late, of course, and that's when we do all of our finishing, right? This is blowing out a little bit. Here's my finished little object, and this, I showed you in my last video, but what this is, it's my exchange gift for the Midwest retreat, and I made this sweet little strawberry. Isn't that so cute? And it has a little cap on it. I think I got that I might have got that at Hobby Lobby or Shipwreck Beads in Olympia. I'm not sure. And this is Stinky Dye's silk ribbon. And then this is Lady Dot. Oh, it's a little bit dirty. Lady Dot dark blue. What color is this? Cotton velveteen. It doesn't tell me what color it is. Anyway, it's like a velvet. I have tried different trims on that. I think I'm just going to leave it naked because this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it right in here like this and wrap it up. Isn't that sweet?
19th century. That's why you need a drink circle.
Are you needing me to quit grabbing?
They can't get pictures if you're grabbing.
Way cute.
Super cute.
Ended up with this, but I don't know. Lisa, did you end up with this? It's all fun. It's all fun.
That's serious.
Is that a plum? No.
So many, yes it is. It's a shaker, spring shakers.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Salt box. If y'all just look inside at all the goodies.
These two babies think that they're going to be mama's milking someday. They're with the big mamas. Huh? Hi. Look at all these babies. Sassy. There's some sassy babies in there.
Oh, your pen is a mess.
Look at that one. She's sassy. Mamas. Boy, those dogs look like they're comfy. Hi, mamas. Oh, there you are. You're ferocious. He's ferocious. Hey, super dude.